Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Question 242 to the Secretary of Food Production.
Assemblyman Pantin, Charles Pantin.
Good morning to everyone. Good morning, Madam Presiding Officer. Question is in relation to the Scarborough Abattoir. Can the Secretary indicate the following? When was the abattoir closed? What is the reason for its closure? When will it be reopened to members of the public? Will affected butchers and farmers be compensated for the inconvenience and loss of earnings due to the prolonged closure of this critical facility? Madam Presiding Officer, this old decrepit abattoir that I inherited from the PNM was closed on the 19th of February 2024 due to the effects of the oil spill on the personnel there. There was an acrid, unbearable scent which permeated the entire compound. This old decrepit abattoir that the PNM left for us to manage was then reopened in May of this year, but subsequent to that, there were cracks throughout the building which needed to be repaired, and the sewer system became non-functional. To remain compliant with the Procurement Act that was approved in Parliament by the PNM and is responsible for some of the delays in the system, the procurement unit began the procurement process to engage a contractor to fix these cracks and other parts of the building. So far, the cracks have been repaired, Madam Presiding Officer, and the sewer system is now about to be fixed. It is estimated by the marketing manager that by the end of the first week of November, the facility will be reopened. As it relates to the other questions, Madam Presiding Officer, there is no requirement or no precedent of compensation for inconvenience and loss of earnings due to any facility under the Division of Food Security whenever it is shut down. The minority knows very well that the Assembly, with its limited allocation, cannot possibly facilitate that. Maybe the minority cannot press upon its colleagues in Trinidad to send more money to the division. Madam Presiding Officer, recently the Prime Minister endorsed what I said when I got into office, that agriculture is indeed a business, yeah? And that took place in the Scarborough Library. And with any successful business, heavy dependency should not be placed on government assets, because if they shut down, then your business stops. So that is the reason why we are encouraging persons to become self-sufficient in business, right? So in the event of unforeseen circumstances, business continues. So that's why millions of dollars are placed into grants and incentives. And unfortunately, most of these grants and incentives, they are distributed from Trinidad. We play a little role here. So technical support is also provided by divisions to ensure best practices as well during backyard farming and slaughtering to keep this tradition safe. Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer.
Follow-up, Assemblyman Morris.
Follow-up. So the Secretary indicated that it was affected by the oil spill. You would think a caring Secretary would utilize the provisions of the oil spill.
Question, Assemblyman Morris.
Why, through the provisions of the oil spill, a Secretary who is caring for her agriculture, butchers, and farmers did not use that opportunity to make claims for those butchers and farmers?
Secretary Pantin.
The question.
Can you reiterate your question, please?
The question is pellucidly clear. You said the oil spill was the reason for the shutting down.
Question,
and
Assemblyman Morris.
for persons to make claims who were affected by the oil spill. So why did the division, through your leadership, not facilitate that process?
Madam Presiding Officer, the minority would have to say claims, explain what they will be claiming for. Elaborate some more. What they should claim for. What would be the parameters we're looking for? Tell me, what should they claim for?
I would answer. I would answer. So
this is a question
yes,
and answer segment.
I would answer the question because I'm the secretary, and I'll help her to do her work.
Assemblyman Morris, have a seat. This is a question to secretaries segment. We are all clear about that. Ask the question,
they claim for?
answer the question. Can I have a question, please?
So when the chief secretary turns, I'll ask him for the work of the Secretary of Agriculture, because clearly
Question,
I know what to,
Assemblyman Morris.
Let me explain to her. You said the question speaks of loss of earning. If you lost earning due to an oil spill, then you have a legitimate claim. So the question is, if you have a legitimate claim, why isn't it the division facilitating that claim?
Secretary Pantin.
Madam Presiding Officer, I don't know of any claims being made pertaining to the oil spill from persons utilizing the abattoir. As a matter of fact, no claims were lodged on my desk. So unless they came to the minority to lodge a complaint, then that's something different. He didn't communicate that complaint. But outside of that, I did say that farmers, traditionally, they do backyard slaughtering and farming, and public health, the veterinary public health inspector, and the other divisions ensure that they know how to slaughter safely. So he would have to explain in a very transparent way how taxpayers' money should be spent to fill these claims.
Follow-up question, Assemblyman Morris.